After an amazing launch week for Remnant 2's DLC, Gunfire Games has released a slew of bug fixes. We'll be going over the notes in their entirety, so let's not waste any time. For performance and crashes, they fixed an issue where DLSS was no longer showing up for Microsoft Store and PC Game Pass versions of the game. They also fixed an issue where sometimes unlocking a new trait could cause a potential crash, and where the game would potentially crash if it could not reach matchmaking servers. For quality of life, they've added a feature where backup saves on Steam and Epic will automatically be loaded upon finding a corrupted save. This is huge, and the devs state that this is only on Steam and Epic because they're the only platforms that allow them to create backup saves. Unfortunately for console players, it's still not the greatest situation. It is rare, but I have seen quite a few people get corrupted saves on console, and that sucks, you know? There's nothing they can do about it. For bug fixes, they fixed an issue where some players were not receiving the "Thank you for being a friend" achievement. If you have the reward that was granted where the achievement should have been issued, just touch the World Stone in Ward 13. They fixed an issue where players were not able to receive the Crimson Guard Shroud if they had the true Crimson Crown, the one you can get from Nimue, and they made it so you can finally complete all of the Memento turn-ins to Dwell in multiplayer. The devs state that players should now be able to continue the turn-in quest with Dwell. If after completing the quest and you've not received your reward, follow up with Dwell again and ask him about the pieces, and he'll reward you. They also fixed an issue where players could potentially pick up an item labeled Temporary MacGuffin in Goddess Rest. For progression and rewards, you're no longer going to be locked out of receiving the cube gun if you trigger specific cubes and then die. For archetypes, it's only for Gunslinger, but they fixed an issue where Gunslinger's prime perk was not firing off correctly. Down to gear and items, and I will try my hardest to not say fixed an issue every single time, but I hope you understand that I probably will. Fixed an issue where Weapon Lord's values were not in line with the intended values called out in the previous patch notes. Fixed an issue where Corrupted Savior's mod decay timer was not ending for clients. Fixed an issue where Corrupted Merciless mod was auto-loading at the same time as the final shot. Fixed arguably the largest issue currently where Trinity Crossbow and Huntmaster were skipping the recock and bolt portion of their reload animation. This is of course with Bulletstorm where you could just infinitely spam the two and do, I think 25,000 DPS. It was ridiculous. They also fixed the issue where Trinity Crossbow is gaining infinite ammo while Bulletstorm is active. So there you go. Now I can finally test it out for real this time. Fixed an issue where Power Stone projectiles were not targeting certain Fey enemies and instead would hover above them. Death Wish will now drain the correct amount of life per second. Bullet Weaver will now work with Anguish's mod. They fixed an issue where duration modifiers were not working with Anguish. They also fixed an issue where Anguish's mod explosion damage was not being properly calculated. So I think Anguish might be fixed now. Fixed an issue where Crystal Staff would target critters in the world. I hope they still target the doe. Fixed an issue where Hunter's Focus was granting a 100% crit chance at all times. So everyone thought that Hunter's Focus was getting nerfed when in reality it got a super buff for a week. So that was fun. Fixed an issue where Blasting Cap damage bonus was incorrect. I noticed this quite a bit because I wanted to use it, but it still said 10% and not 15. Fixed an issue where Bottom Heavy was showing formatting text. Fixed an issue where Defensive Action Loop inspection info was set up incorrectly. Fixed an issue where Sweet Leaf was not behaving correctly with Bulwark. This was interesting. I was doing a few runs, ended up maxing out my Bulwark without any Bulwark synergies, and it had something to do with Sweet Leaf and the way I was consuming it and relics, and I don't know. But it's fixed now, so I'm confident in not breaking the game anymore. Fixed an issue where Samoflames was not reducing damage as described in description, which would make it useless, so that's good. Fixed an issue where Thorn was able to lock onto invisible items. Fixed an issue where Bloodless Crown was missing a visual asset in game. Fixed an issue where Polygon reload animation continued playing even while jumping. I've seen some jank stuff like that with the bone saw overheating and jumping where your legs just curl up. Fixed an issue where several guns with overheat animation will continue to play while performing a landing roll. There it is. Yep, there it is. Oh man. Fixed an issue where some skills cooldowns would be ignored if the player was falling while the skill was being activated. And fixed an issue where Monolith's mod would allow players to perfect dodge while inside the Sandstorm mod, allowing some items to proc unintentionally. Wow. Moving on to enemies. Fixed an issue where the texture on Shifting Shoulder... Dude, this is a tongue twister. Fixed an issue where the texture on Shifting Soldier incorrectly changed when marked by the blooming flower. That was tough. Fixed an issue where Stampede Affix was dealing too much damage. The Stampede Affix, by the way, is 10 out of 10 hilarious. Fixed an issue where Lydusa was not being affected by Brightstone consumable debuff. Fixed an issue where Stone Warden was dealing more damage than intended! Ha-ha! He kicked my ass! Take that! Ha-ha! And both times I had him, he had Vicious, bro. Fixed an issue where flying enemies in the Forgotten Kingdom could get stuck and not be able to move in some locations. Fixed an issue where the Bloodless Air could teleport off the edge of the arena. and fix an issue where killing enemies could still fire projectiles when banished. Moving on to the UI. Fix an issue where the inspect information for Profane Soulstone was missing a percentage from its description. That's good. Definitely confusing. Fix an issue where the description for Profane Soulstone was incorrect. Fix an issue where it was not possible to scroll through archetypes if all of them were unlocked. Fix an issue where quest objective after defeating Forgotten Kingdom was disappearing instead of updating. And fix an issue where Heatwave was showing incorrect values. And moving on to miscellaneous fixes. Fix an issue where you could tell Walt you're looking for your friend in adventure mode in one-shot versions of DLC2. I was definitely confused as to why I still had to talk about Clementine with him, so that's good. Fix an issue where players could use Wormhole to get out of the world on Root Earth. Oh, no more out of bounds. Interesting. Fix an issue where if a client player was downed while reloading, they would continue to play the reload animation. Fix an issue where characters were sometimes removed from cinematics, causing issues where players would be locked out of cinematics. Fix an issue where the Very Good Boy could get stuck inside the Cinder-clad Forge mini-boss. Nice. Fix an issue where shooting over some ledges causes the visual effects to disappear on Monolith and Plasma Cutter. Okay, I think they misspelled require and meant acquire, but fix an issue where players could re-enter Goddess's Rest to acquire rewards after completing the questline. And fix an issue where players would sometimes not play Worldstone animations with Atonement Fold equipped. I mean, hey, if I could skip the flashbang sometimes, I wouldn't mind it. Short notes all around with some pretty large fixes, so I'm definitely satisfied with them. Let me know in the comments down below some of the bugs you might be experiencing, so I can convey that information and hopefully help you out. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all things Remnant. Thanks for watching, guys.